Ho 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 everybody, and welcome back to the Adventures in Collecting YouTube channel, where we take a closer look at the toys we talk about on the show. And happy holidays! I hope you guys enjoy this bonus unboxing that we have for you here. Today we are taking a look at the brand new NECA Ultimate Ghostface 7-inch figure. I cannot wait to get this guy out of the box, so let's take a quick look at the packaging before we dive in. Of course, if you are not new to the world of NECA, we have the typical box that we usually have, the great art all the way around here of Ghostface and some of the various looks. And then of course we have our nice Velcro window box here with our nice large window, so that way we can see all of the fun stuff that we have inside, as well as one last piece of art here of the actual figure. This is incredible. This is a one that I have been waiting for a long time. So let's flip the camera around and let's take a closer look at him. So here we have Ghostface out of the package, and look at this. This is just amazing. It is a stupidly simple figure, but so well executed. It's fantastic. I did not have the first NECA Ghostface the first time around. Nor did I have the McFarlane movie Maniacs one. So this is my first Ghostface figure. I had this costume when I was a kid. I think we actually had it before the movie came out, and had licensed it, and then, you know, we ended up getting very lucky with that, as I'm sure most kids did back in the 90s with that. But let's take a quick look at the accessories first. So you can see he's holding one of the accessories here. So we do get a kind of a bloody combat knife, I guess you could call it. Yeah, so we do get that. We do get a series of other weapons for him. So we do get a bloody kitchen knife, which looks great. We do get a bloody hunting knife. We get a voice changer. Again, this is not to be confused with the film Scream. This is the Ghostface costume. So the items that come with this were things that would have come with the costume. We do get 2 additional hands. So we get another knife gripping hand with a larger opening. And then we get a hand that's just another kind of holding hand, as you can see here. We get a big scythe, which is awesome. And there's some really great paint apps on the scythe too, like a lot of rust and like a bluish green tint to it. So very cool, like an oxidation effect. And then we get 3 additional head sculpts. So we get the bloody variant, which is really cool. Just kind of a blood splatter. It actually reminds me of the costume variant from when we were kids. Again, where you had like kind of the pump and you can pump the blood through the mask. I do remember that mask. Then we kind of have the zombie, or I've heard people refer to this as like the witch version of the mask. Again, something that I do remember seeing, you know, on shelves. And then we get the glow-in-the-dark mask. Look at that. Beautiful. That thing glows like a charm. So the heads, just in case you're wondering, as you can see, they're kind of like hard hooded. So this hood just slips right off. And then you can simply pop the head off, and then you just pull. The hood has an elasticity to it that makes it sit, and you can see it's got this really nice ridge line across the top. Again, it is effectively the same mask and same costume. Here, I'm just gonna do this one more time. Boom! Look at that. That's great. It's effectively the same costume that we had growing up as kids. So that's your accessory set. So let's go through the detail here. So the paint is really nice across all of the masks. You know, all the detail within them. And there's no real bleeds or blemishes or anything that I can really see. The body is simple. So the hands are gloved, and you know, you can see the wrinkles in the glove and the pulls and the textures, you know, all look fantastic. Through the costume, you do have this kind of Halloween costume elasticity to the fabric, which is great. There are no wires or anything running to to make this kind of look like it's moving. It is simply just the way that it drapes and rests on the body, and it is sewn and tailored perfectly for the figure. Moving down to the legs, he just kind of has a pair of slacks on, and if we pull up the costume here, you can see he is just on a kind of plain buck. He doesn't even actually have the typical, for the lack of a better word, diaper that the NECA figures usually do. They just, no sense in having that, so they got rid of it. That way you can see those hip joints are completely exposed, but he does have a complete full range of motion because of it. So I guess we'll start with the articulation here at the bottom. As you can see, he can kick out really far. He can kick back really far. He has nothing encumbering him there. We do have a single jointed knee, no double jointed knee down here, but that's fine. And then to his boots, we do have the pivot, as well as the rotation of the ankle. Moving into the arms, I'm trying to feel here. I don't think there's a double jointed elbow. It sure doesn't feel like it. Oh no, there is. Yeah, there is. There's a double jointed elbow under there. Yep. There we go. So we have a double jointed elbow. We have the typical ball socket shoulders. Now, because he is wearing a costume, you're not going to get kind of the unnatural movements. Like you're not going to make him be able to spin his arms around for the sake of showing off the articulation. But as you can see, he can stretch himself out. Scary pose. He moves very naturally, and in fact, the Halloween costume actually really lends to the quality of his movements and the lifelike nature of it. It's a very well designed figure in that sense. We do get an ab. We get no waist swivel. We do have an upper ab crunch. You can actually feel it here. If I stretch, you can see it on the figure there. That allows a fair amount of movement. So there he is leaning back. There he is leaning forward. So boogity boogity boogity. And then we do have a ball joint at the head. So head turns, looks up about that much, looks down about that much. This is a wonderful figure. The more that I'm actually moving it around and playing with it, the more I'm kind of I was already impressed, but now I'm kind of even more impressed. So, this is your standard 7-inch NECA figure. So, in terms of how he scales, I grabbed just another NECA figure so that you could see, here's the part 3, Jason Voorhees. He scales well with it. He looks great. This is that 7-inch scale, so it is going to be taller than, say, your Marvel Legends. Let's see how he'll scale with something else. So let's take Jason out here for a moment. And let's say the Diamond Select John Wick. I think he scales really well with that. And Ghostface would be in some serious trouble regardless of which version of Ghostface it was if John Wick showed up to the party. But, it is a fantastic figure. Scales really well. Hopefully that gives you an idea of the kind of size of this guy. And with that, let's flip the camera around and let's wrap this up. All right, so what else can we say here about Ghostface? I think it goes without saying this is a knock out of the park from NECA. It actually even kind of smells like the Halloween costume. If you had this as a kid, like the actual costume, it feels like the material that it was made out of. This is it's wonderful. I can't wait to put this on the shelf with the rest of my horror movie figures. This is a nice little surprise. Would have been awesome if they could have gotten it out a little closer to Halloween, but hey, horror movies and Christmas, they also kind of go hand in hand. There's a long history of fun horror movies that happen around Christmas time. So, that being said, you can find this guy now. He should be hitting Targets very soon, but he is hitting local toy shops. So, if you have a local toy store, or local comic shop, definitely reach out to them and see if they can get a hold of this for you. But as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there and tap that bell so that way you don't miss when we post new videos, and we send the notifications right to you, so that way you can come here and take a closer look at these things with us. While you're subscribing to things, make sure you're following us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram and Twitter, where we're constantly posting toy news and all the other kind of fun things that we find, toy photography, a little bit of everything. And then, of course, the podcast, where it all started. So make sure you check us out, Adventures in Collecting, where all podcasts are found. You can either search for us or just hit the link in the description below. If you like what you hear, make sure that you leave some comments down there. Make sure you review the podcast. Come and like and talk to us here on all the social media stuff. And as always, stick around till the end for some additional photos of Ghostface here. And happy holidays, and until next time.